The fact that our diet affects our health is nothing new. But what's constantly debated is what is the optimum diet in the first place? This remote viewing project describes the optimum diet for our friend Isabel. Why did we choose to look at the optimum diet for just one person? We're glad you wondered. This takes us back in the past to a very famous remote viewing case. Remote viewing was developed to spy on physical objects, events, locations, and personnel. However, research over the years has shown that remote viewing can be used to investigate ideas and concepts as well. Ideas such as your life's purpose and optimum life path, your optimum vocation and career path, the best path to optimum personal health, discovering one's optimum investment, locating one's optimum mate, and much, much more. In fact, any idea or concept can be investigated with remote viewing. Once it was known that remote viewing could be used to explore any concept, it was turned towards what is known as the emperor of all maladies. The task was set to look for the cure to cancer. However, much to the remote viewer's surprise, it became clear from session data that cancer is not one simple thing. Data were far too varied and sometimes contradictory to be able to be interpreted usefully. This turned out to be the case for other diseases as well. Furthermore, applying a cure across all humanity is equally foggy as it ignored individual differences. It was quickly established as a remote viewing best practice that many cues should be tailored as much as possible to specific individuals. For this reason, it does not make sense to remote view the optimum diet. We're using our friend Isabel as an example case to show what remote viewing can do. So in Isabel's case, what did we find? We'll see quite a lot of common sense information here, but with remote viewing there are always a few surprises. There are attached chemical bonds here. These are crunchy, fresh vegetables. Some of these vegetables are evening growing. This is probably referring to nightshade vegetables which grow at night and are comprised of eggplant, tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and several others. Nightshade plants contain particular compounds called alkaloids which are toxic to humans. The data here is implying that Isabel should avoid the nightshade variety of vegetables, most specifically tomatoes and tomato sauces. There is necessary protein here. This is a liquid thing which is like lunch. There are eggs here. Something has been isolated, removed, and skimmed in this product. Again, Isabel should probably be on the lookout for egg-based protein powders. These are fields of crops pollinated by bees. This is a harvest. There are turnips here. Several of the other drawings in this section indicated the presence of other root vegetables as well. Isabel should consider a wide portfolio of root vegetables in her diet. These would include turnips, parsnips, beets, carrots, sweet potato, radishes, onions, garlic, and many more. There are other plants growing here which filter the blood. They are rich in potassium. They are involved in poison control and support the liver. This is cauliflower. As a cruciferous vegetable, cauliflower is in a good position to support the liver, aiding the body's detoxification pathways. Isabel should definitely consider adding this vegetable to her diet. Part of the situation is like a lesson in gardening. There are mixed herbs here. The situation is associated with springtime evening and the days are elongated. There is a longer growing season and a year-round harvest here. Taken together, this data is suggesting that Isabel should learn how to cultivate herbs in her own home and have them available year-round. This is a place associated with fishing. There are people here who are working. This is an ocean-going vessel which drops an anchor. There is a net here. There are products here made from fish. These are fresh caught and cans of ocean fish. These fish have escaped a harvest. They are free and wild caught. They are ocean-going and freshly caught. This is a drink made with a grinder and pulp. Something is separated and extracted here. There is pulp and juice here. It is revitalizing. There is strawberry, cranberry, elderberry, and other berries here. There is also grapefruit. This is a liquid made out of berries, and something is disposed. It is a process of destruction likened to a scythe. This stuff offers liver support. There is something brand new about this topic, yet it's being studied again. This information has been buried, but is being uncovered again. This is an energy drink. There are chunks of fibrous, young, fresh spring vegetables here. There is young lettuce and chard here. These vegetables are so young, it's almost like they're still in the ground. These are spring-grown vegetables as young as possible. There are also onions and blueberries here. There is lettuce, onions, and barley here. They are fresh, coiled out, and spun. These are vegetables and fruit, which are organic. The taste is derived through trial and error. There is squash here, which has been stretched out and crushed. The cell walls have been pulverized. The process of spinning draws out some contaminants. This portion of the data was by far the largest, which is often telling. In remote viewing, even though a target is cued for one specific person, information often presents itself in a way which can be useful to others. This last piece of data, that a spinning process can remove contaminants, caught our eye. Could such a process be used to decontaminate food? We plan to do a future project on this to investigate. In case you are wondering whether all this data is just common sense, we should tell you that we remote viewed the Optimum diet for one of the project's team members. His results were somewhat different in nature and almost exclusively vegetarian. So, as we've seen, remote viewing an Optimum diet can be a useful tool when tailored to a specific person. Isabel should focus on a mostly vegetarian diet with some fish. She should focus on herbs and other foods which support her liver and help her body detoxify. There was an indication that some former aspect of liver science was being uncovered again. This suggests Isabel should follow the emerging science of diet and liver health. Based on the data in this project, in future projects, we plan to look at the nature of whether spinning or spiraling food can change or detoxify it in some way. There is an existing fringe theory by 19th century Austrian forester, naturalist, and inventor Victor Schauberger that spinning water in a vortex changes its properties in significant ways. We plan to investigate whether these two ideas may be connected. Secondly, based on this project data, we plan to look at why it's important for Isabel to eat young and incredibly fresh vegetables. This idea also fits with the data suggesting she have fresh herbs available year-round. We wish to learn more about this idea to see whether it can become a general recommendation for most people.